Let me make sure. I'm gonna go live on Instagram as well in 1 second, and then I want to check or make sure you don't hear my music that I'm listening to. Let me pause my music really quick, go back here and see what you hear. Yeah, okay, awesome. Awesome. Because that's what I'm listening to. I'm listening to Tiesto. You are listening to a lo-fi let me really quickly put this on loop. Nice. Okay. And I also am using now my microphone. So slightly improved setup. What else do we need to do? This is findings that we do. Okay, we did update the skill file. So today we are going to work on van life compass again. Let me check really quick here that everything looks the way it should look like on YouTube and on X profile. Awesome. Nice. This works. This works. Oh yeah, I was looking at Canon for my camera to have an even wider angle. I don't know if it's needed because you can actually see me quite well. But I was thinking I was looking at the sketch file here. I'm switching the scene now. Thank you. It's gonna switch up to the new other one. So I was just showing. Can you see it now? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can see it now. Thank you. So I was showing earlier that this is the design language that we have right now. Glass buttons, blur cards, and then a pretty cool onboarding here. I think the swipe should be going away. Let me double check that, because I was working on some optimization. All right. Okay, I did the changes to the skill file, but don't see you making the changes to the findings MD. I was simplifying the... Oh, that's cool. It's cut out. App icon. Let's do... The app icon is not the most optimal one, but at least to have something better than nothing, we can put this. PNG. Let me see if I can make it app icon. Open recent. I got, where is my read markdown? Recent read markdown somewhere. See? Open from your Mac. Resources? No, it's not here. Website design? Not there. Where did I put my... Is it in documents? I gotta have the... Is it on a desktop? I had it. Email sketch, which good logo. Icons. Here. Resources. Where was it? The app itself. Resources and then icons sketch. So I could copy that. Just to copy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that icon. Because the export, I set up the export to export all the sizes we need. So I'm going to do a replace image to project, van life compass, resources, app icon copy. This one. Is there a difference? This is smaller in size. No, this is small in size. This one is the smallest. Okay. Oh, look at this. I suppose. I don't know. Is that how we want it to be? Maybe I want to put some... Where did it go? Wait, can I not have two sketch open at the same time? I can't. Interesting. Okay. One window at a time it is. So I'm going to delete that and put this inside here instead. Going to resize it to be smaller. like this, just so I have the ability to put a background here, which is a filled one. And I'm gonna go orange here a little bit. Just to have something. I don't know if that's too much, but what's the size of this? 820. How about we do 800? Oh, whoops. Why? Should be equal. Is it not equal? Maybe not. Okay, good enough. See, now we can do export selected, and then we can go here, van life compass, resources. No, yes, resources, and then we say app icons, create, and then we just export it there, save, quit. Should we move it over there too? Oh, hey Martin, do you have tips on making Codex deliver high quality metal? I'm tired of managing this bullshit. For example, something like your outrun background. Oh, you mean like the 80s? My mic might be off. Oh, is it? Wait, can you hear? Is my mic off? Let me see really quick. Can I see the... Do you mind if I check just the Instagram to see if my microphone is off? For example, something like your outrun background. Oh, you mean like... It's a little bit off, just a little bit. Is my mic off? Let me see. It's just by like a half a second or something. I have to keep talking so I can double check. But I'm not sure how to fix this properly. It's a little bit off, just a little bit. Alrighty, thank you. Orange, green. I had that same thought because we have green. Okay, back to Codex high quality metal. I have not worked with Codex in regards of metal, but I'm not sure what you're running into. Do you have any skills, or have you looked for skills too? For example, I wonder if Codex now we got, yeah, I'm not sure if he has that. Awesome Codex skills. He has a bunch of skills, but I haven't seen it being metal related. What I'd like to do is, if you are, maybe you are doing this already, but just in case you don't, whenever a Codex does something I don't like it doing, I stop for a moment and say, hey, I copy the code, paste it into Codex and say, hey, please update your skill, let's say metal skill. This is a bad example, and then I paste the code with a good example. And then in the future, it just knows how to do it properly. If you're running into issues like that and you just collect it, the more you use it, the better it gets, because the more you just correct Codex and increase the skill with the right way of doing it, how you like it. Let's see if we can have, what is this? Visual Programming Codex implementations. I'm not not sure if that's what you're looking for. Built-in metal and Swift tokenizing. Oh yeah, he built this one. I saw that recently. That wobble thing. I wonder if this guy, look how cool that looks. I wonder if he would know or have something. Does he have any Swift and an open source Swift package for interacting? Complete open source Swift package for interacting with OpenX public. Okay, shader kit, Cloud Code UI, Agent Hub, Shade Kit, Shader Kit, Swift package to composable metal shaders and holographic UI effects. I wonder if he has any skills anywhere hidden. No.codex. That looks pretty cool. Workflows. That's just something else. I wonder if you can just hit him up and ask him, hey, do you have any metal skills do you recommend or have of your own you could share? Maybe that will help. James Rohabran. Okay. I was at app icons here, and what I can do now. See, I don't even need to do it anymore. I forgot. Okay, all we need is this. Bam. Any appearance and dark. Any appearance. Sure, we can also. I totally forgot that. And then we can do a dark appearance. Call it dark. And then let's see how that would look like if we just pull it down. Should we do it like this? A hint of yellow or orange, or just keep it like that? Or we just don't care for it for now. Dark just looks the same. I wonder if the sky is just, we just have a dark sky. You know, it's like sunset. Sunsetting. It will be too off color. Maybe it's. You know what? We're just gonna keep it like this. And then we don't need to export any of this anymore. Doesn't even have to be PNG. Go back here, Finder, Projects, Van Life, Compass, Resources, App Icon, Dark. Okay, we got something. We took care of this. Now if we run it, let's see over here. Quit it. Okay. Whoa. Why like this? 1024, 1024. Is it supposed to be more than 1024? No, 1024. So strange. Wait, did I do that? Oh, this is 1024. This app is not even... Okay, yeah. What is that? This is the old stuff. We can probably... Hey, scale. What? $10.24. Oh, the background is not... This is... It's the mask. Actually, let's do this. That doesn't help. It doesn't have to be a mask. Ignore mask. This is just the background. And then I want to group this so they're together, lock them, and say 1024. No, it's not working. Okay. Now that's the actual icon. Let's do that really quick here. The same color from the dark. Dark. Export here, replace, save, Xcode Finder, new project. Van Live resources app icon dark replaced. Yeah, any that can go. And now, okay. There we go. There we go. We got something. And that one can go. App icon, sure, like here, maybe resources. Let me check. He should update this testing. Yeah. Verified code request. Analyze your tests. Suggestions to only include reasonable tests. Thin or redundant abstractions. We can do that. Reasonable, I like this one that we do in the service. Okay, he trimmed back, I think, to keep, I updating findings to reduce test counts, targeting about 3 tests for API send and 2 for invite code API, removing redundant ones while keeping overage. Okay. Okay, cool. Please implement the findings MD. I do like number 1 recommendation about keeping the service but giving it real responsibility. Now, invite code service, instead of just being a layer, abstraction layer to the invite code API, instead of also getting the request into here, we're actually getting the code here, and service is going to take care of. That's going to take care of that stuff here. Trimmed code. Creating the request. So this should become thinner, the model layer. And then once we got that in place, we can go to the backend. I'm gonna have to look into bearer authentication. Do we want to do that, or just token authentication? It might be quick to do with Codex. That's what I'm thinking. Which screen is better, or which cam? Oh, this one has Elgato. This one doesn't. Now, there we go. This one should have it also. Okay. I think earlier, maybe you were not able to hear me because I didn't have my microphone source set here. Okay, cool. What is it doing? Implemented the service with real responsibilities. Yeah, it's reducing it. It just gives the trimmed code. Code trimming white spaces and new lines. Okay. Does any view model do redundant work that's done in any service? Any view model like invert code. Okay, most don't use the service yet. Do that. You do that. Don't be lazy. We can remove all of that, basically. There we go. We gotta defer. And then is valid, is verified, and otherwise error message. Cool, that's a much simpler code. Call to main actor isolated initializer. Okay, we can deal with that another time. Right now it works. Let's run it. API, where do we have app error model? Where's this one located? In shared. That makes sense. Activity model. What is, oh, okay. But activity model, well, I'll suppose it's shared. User builder model, user model, okay. That's going to be the model that we're building in the backend. Profile view. Okay. Everything else looks good to me. API. I wonder if it doesn't need to be in here. You got error model, but this is already API related. So it should just be error, and then this one should be here. This should not exist. Invite code. That kind of makes sense. Okay. Let's add and push that. We can. Oh, did you implement the tests? Did you implement the tests? If not, do so. What about as fine by the growth, you may want to dedicate onboarding pages to keep the model file small. Static namespaces. What's our issue? Don't we have an API client? I thought you would introduce that. Look at this base URL function. Okay, adding some test cases. Let's check. We already have some, but not for API. Let's see if it can come up with some good test cases. We don't really need tests if we want to get the app done, just to get it done. What is it? You cannot. Is it pulled out? It looks like it's pulled out. You're too light. Yeah, it is pulled out. It's basically working, see? You're just not heavy enough. You need to eat more. Do you want to lay here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what do we got here? It's missing the imports. I'm gonna assume the microphones are still okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, it sounds good. Great. I like that. Back to, okay. So what is left here? You added the tests, but make sure all imports that are needed are present in test. Not gonna tell you what, only that, because that's, I don't know why we, oh yeah, that must be in Foundation. Foundation was not imported. Can you update the Swift coding guideline skill to mention to double check imports are needed, are not missing. For this, I will have to use Codex from terminal though, unfortunately. Because, or any other way of making you not miss imports as you have been, way of formulating it, formulating it so that it makes you not miss imports as you have been. Exactly, because I don't know if that's the best formulation, but if that's the best way of saying it. Before finalizing, verify all any imports are present for any new types or APIs you use. Do not assume transitive imports and explicit imports so the file builds cleanly on its own. Cool, thank you. That sounds good. So we're not making that mistake anymore. What about this? From findings for testability. Should we test it? It would be basically calling the backend, expecting a certain object. I think it's fine. We can delete that. We can start a new chat. Where's this one coming from? Oh, I think Eamon added that one. Cool. Okay. And now the backend. Let's see, are the tests even running? We can test that. We can test the tests. Let's see. iPhone Air. Oh. Is verified false true expectation. Is verified. Why though? So status code. That response encode response. Update invite code. Oh, why do we have that? Result, response. Who's calling this? Invite code binding. Oh. With a 2 or 0 parameter. Okay, can you not just do it? Is verified. Is submitting, and then it would do service, but do we have a service stub? Where is service coming from? Oh, it comes from here. Right. So we got the view model. Verify invite code response is valid. Oh, it's coming from here. Okay, you know what? Tests are failing. Some of them are failing. Maybe they're making an actual backend request. I think we could pass on the test for now. What does van life test do? Nothing. Okay. Let's just not do tests right now. Modified makes sense. We added that and all of this as well. Launching. What iPhone was that? Let's try again. Just making sure it compiles after deleting all the tests. It shouldn't be affected. It's a different... Oh. I thought we had a different scheme, but never mind. Show details. Application felt busy. Can you not be busy? Edit home screen, delete that one. I'm afraid of breaking something. Okay, for backend. After we have the invite code, so the front end should... What do we got? Oh boy. Trying to launch simulator with Xcode. Getting that and all of that. You deal with this. Noting missing reference. So for the front end, during onboarding, we're going to grab invite code. That's for registration needed. We need invite code. We need a name, email, password. I would say gender as well, because we have the people matching that we want to have working from the get-go. So do we need people gender? I guess you can maybe, oh, we can just skip that for simplicity. Activity. So is it activity? What was the onboarding like? Wait, what is the Codex says? We have the pre-flight checks. Is stuck or yeah. I see. Okay, let's just do this. Close and reopen Xcode. Worst comes to worst, we don't need it right now when we're building the backend, but it would be nice to try things. Also, I want to push code and make sure it works before I do so. Password, and I want to check also that we have goal. I guess goal is goal of the app, of app usage. Okay, how about different simulator? iPhone Air is busy right now. Bye bye Air. There we go. Launching, running. Just taking a moment to load all the good stuff. Okay, I don't like how it dismisses it in the beginning, but we can fix that later on. Root journey. Where do we see that? Okay, we see that here. And then we have the image. Let's see. Share activities. Page ID. Pre-invite, invite. If that's the case, so that should be the resizable scale to fit now. Scaled to fill. That's the problem. Why we saw borders. So now, oh, that one is scale to fill. I see now. Scale to fit. We could have just always. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be dealing with this one. You can hear my music? Still?
Not now.
Oh, okay.
Can you protect your ears?
Hmm?
I said, can you protect your
Yeah, I
ears?
read it.
I don't want you to die early, okay?
I won't. All right. See, that was zoomed in. Okay, let's not deal with that for now. I feel like these sections, they should have a set height, like 50% of the screen, like for sure, and then the rest of the screen gets the image, whatever that image is. You know, it doesn't change, or it should always have the or yeah, otherwise it could be just the whole screen all the time, and then you have like a white card that can differ in height. I could suggest that. Let me suggest that for Eamon, just as an inspo. He's the UX and charm guy for this app right now, but I just got an idea. This one is the image. Onboarding, let's do another one. Actually, let's copy this one since the sizing is already proper, the right one. And then we're just gonna do this and then make this smaller so it's always full screen, right? And then we have a rectangle that can grow or not. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then here the width is 20 low. Let's just do, oh, look at this. Almost on the pixel. White. Border radius. Smooth, yes. And then that one, yeah, life on the road together. Let's do that. Travel, what does it say? Travel freely, meet like-minded van lifers, turn every stop into a shared experience. Okay, yeah, so there could be a dedicated space down here for a button all the time. I'm not sure, it's close enough. And then we are going to say 250 in width. A height is 50. No, it's 35. 40. 15. That's actually not 15, but close enough. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then 1, 2 short. I don't think it should always be full width there. But okay, fair enough, just for now. Continue. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Cool. Let's do that. We cannot do that anymore in the sketch. Let's do that instead. 80. And then color is going to be style. Wait, where is it? Multi, no. Fill. Oh, because now it's every single letter. Okay. Understood. White. Then we can say life on the road together. Like that, live on the road. Together. And then that could be the font size of 48, maybe. That's a little bit too much. 32. Why is it fixed? There's a... Okay, never mind. There is some kind of settings where you can say that the box grows but okay, sure enough. Let's do this. 1, 2. Now this is aligned with the button. Let's put this one like this too. And then what does it say here? Travel freely. So it basically almost looks like it's smaller font. Yeah. This one too. Okay, this is 28 then. This one is probably 14 of something. Let's do 16 for this. For this design. Okay, cool. And then I would like this to be inset a little bit more. So 1, 1. And then maybe 1 down too. And then the width is now 2 down. Okay, maybe something like this. Onboarding could be that. Could be the idea, right? And then the next one, it said like, let's make this smaller. Yo, wait. Share activities, not just locations. Like that, and then hikes, surf sessions, coffee, stops, workdays, bonfires, join or host activities. Nice, we can do that. and then we have continue again, and then grabbing from the assets here, just that example here, maybe even a different picture. I don't know, find reference, no, show in Finder. I don't mind grabbing that one, just putting it here instead. You know, and then that's the continue thing. And if you wanted to, you could alternatively have this onboarding down here. You could have these be out and white of some sort, and then these would be shorter, right? Like this. This could be like an alternative. I do like, I mean, I like this. This shows more image. This one is safer. You just have to make sure that the images are working. But yeah, okay. Synced. Let's put this these two. I can put new pages. Actually, this is such a, I want to, okay, onboarding example 1, 2, and then onboarding example 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay. This would make it safer and easier also for coding. It looks nice and it makes it easier. And oh, actually, oh dude, this could be, instead of white, it could actually have a blur effect. Glass. Look at this, glass. Can we not fill it? I didn't know Sketch had glass. Blur, yeah, I want that. Oof. I don't like it, but that's fancy. That's pretty cool. I like this better. Layer blur. Motion zoom blur. Glass is pretty cool, but then you cannot have any wow, chromatic abbreviation. That's the edge here. How much you are basically splitting your corners into red, green, and red, green, and blue. Depth. Oof. What was the depth earlier? 50. Okay, distortion. Wow. And then blur. Yeah, look at this. This could be another example. And then this could be white. Copy. Return to original. Paste. If he likes that, that could be another example. That kind of looks like it's matching the, you know. Okay, then okay, fair enough. This is another example. Why is this 1? This is supposed to be 2. This is supposed to be 2. Whoops. And this is supposed to be 3 now. And now we can say these 3 things we can group together. Onboarding example 1. And then we can group these together and say 2. What do you think? That's pretty cool. Just some hey there. Wait a second, I don't have show vertical display. I don't see the pure white seems too generic, to be honest. The higher blur looks better, I think. Thanks for your input. I tend to agree because we also are trying to go to that direction. Yes, you're right. It's more generic for sure. Sometimes it's the safer option, to be honest. But I think for this hackathon, we're going to just go for the modern look of glass. So I'm with you on that. And Eamon also. Okay, I'm curious to see what he thinks of that. Let me do a... Can I just not do the rulers? Rulers. Okay. And then a screenshot and just send it to him. Actually, let's do this. Maybe this is better. Inspirations. I was thinking of how to make it easier to code fixed box with text. And then this one has the title text outside of the box. I kind of like this one outside of the box better, and then maybe this can be blur. But yeah, it's all in her sketch file and synced. P.S. I kind of like the blur version. Hopefully he likes it too. That would be cool. But maybe he has some other ideas I didn't think of. So we will see. Yeah, that kind of looks cool. And then you can just easily grab the data too. Just like one input field at a time or so. Or maybe even not fixed box, but the box can, it can grow, but there's no issues with the images because they're on a z-axis. He loves it. Let's see what he says. Back to here. Here's a focus, low friction. Oh yeah, this issue is so resolved. We want to go back to, actually this one, we can just copy and paste that one too. Duplicate, move it over and just copy, command option, copy, command option, paste the style so it's exact same, and then yeah, keep it like that. It looks pretty cool. Even with the darker background, it still goes. You can still read it. Obviously you can read it darker, white on dark. We can just make sure to pick the right picture so white always goes. Okay, what does he say? The far right one is the blue, so it does connect with the app. Exactly. I want to fix the button though, but let's go with that one. Yeah. If you're happy with that one as well though. We need to focus on functional stuff next. Yes. I promise I only spent 10 minutes on this. Love the last one too the most. It was only 10 minutes, right? You were there. You were there. Okay, let's sync that one. Sure, you can fix the that button to be like the orange or whatnot. We can do that instead. But that works for me. And quit. Cool. Alrighty, back to. I kind of want the onboarding. Well, but okay. He's gonna do the onboarding. I just have to focus on the data transfer. The backend needs. Where are we? Van Life Compass backend. There we are. Okay. Let's check really quick. I don't see your, for some reason, I don't see it coming in. I don't know why. Try high blur with the text at the top. With the bold text on at the top. Yeah. I didn't read that comment, but we had the same thought. If I do this, can I see it bigger? Can I read it better? A little bit. But then I don't see the Infermigo. Hey there. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. How does it work here? Let me check YouTube really quick, and then we're going to go to Vapor backend. Ah, see, there we are. Alrighty. So, backend running. Oh yeah, I wanted to push my changes. Let's do here. Can you make sure local Swift coding guideline is in sync with global one? And then we're adding all of this. Commit. Optimized code base. Honestly, I don't remember what we did because all of it happened last night in Codex anyway. Import hygiene mandatory. Before finalizing, verify all needed imports. Yeah, that's the global one. Do not assume. This one seems, the formatting of the text seems off. I like the addition, just make sure it's written without weird line breaks. Line bras. Yeah, see, do not assume. See, yeah, that's better. And then there was more. Was there more in either of the locations? I think I added another something. Yes, there are still two formatting only differences between local and global. The local file has line breaks in the two. I am not talking about formatting, but I don't know, like guidelines that are in one but missing in the other. Do that. In the meantime, we're going to vapor.codes, get started, the documentation, and we are going to advanced, and down here, sessions. Sessions, we want to have session data. Was it security? Oh yeah. You know, password. Crypto. Authentication. User authentication. Basic just means base 64 encoded, I think. Bear. Async bear authenticator. Oh, interesting. Async. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what we actually want. Jod is a little bit overkill for. We don't need a token that we need to refresh and all that kind of stuff. Just bear. Where is it? It was here, I think. Yeah. Okay, bear. Let's see here. Manual composing user composition. Oh no. Let's copy all that good stuff. Feed it into Claude. Manual. Oh, you can also handle authentication manually using request auth. This is especially useful for testing. Fluent defines two protocols, model authenticatable and model token authenticatable, which can be added to your existing models. Conforming your models to these protocols allows for the creation of authenticators for protecting endpoints. Model token authenticatable authenticates with a bearer token. This is what you use to protect most of your endpoints. Yes, authenticates with username and password and is used by a single endpoint for generating tokens. I like that. Yeah, that's what I want to do. To start, you will need a model representing a user. Amazing. Exactly what we want. Yep, the model migration. And then first thing you will need is an endpoint to create a new user. Let's use post. Sure. If you like, you can conform the struct to validatable. Maybe not. Now you can create the post users. Okay, so now we're adding it to the database here. Making sure confirm password is the same. We won't have that. This endpoint validates the incoming request. Okay, build and run the project. And then sure, you can do that. Set a curl. Model authenticatable. And then we are conforming, and then we're just saying what is the username, what is the password, because we want to say, oh, what if your username is something else than an email, right? Could be actual username. And then you just verify it, and that's it. And then you say user authenticator, and then you protect your endpoint. Done. How cool is this? Create a new model for representing user token. Okay, we need that too. Next, create a migration for this model. We need that too. You know, we're going to copy all of that and feed that into Codex. That's going to be so good. He's going to do all the work. It's already pretty straightforward, but it will take me probably 15 to 20 minutes doing it myself versus 5 minutes Codex. We got conform user token to model token authenticatable. This will allow for tokens to authenticate your user model. All right, let me understand this one. User token. Oh, that's the relation, the database relationship, is it? Where is it? Here we got value, we got exactly parent-child relationship. User can have a token, user can have many tokens, basically one to many. And then down here we're saying what's the value, what's the user key, and then you just have to point to either, because you could name your variable differently, and then you just specify it here. What is the name of it? And then token protected. Okay, but why are we user token authenticator? What's the difference between user authentication? Is it needed for login? That was the difference, right? Yeah, login. Okay, so then we log in. That's what's creating password protected. And then this is password protected, and the other one is token protected. This one would be token protected. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. This is all we need. Copy. Go back, go to van life, Compass backend, and then vim token user token auth md. I don't know if it's md. Place all of that here. Exit it. No, there aren't any. Okay, cool. Codex. Can you read user? Actually, let's do this. I want to do this instead. Use read markdown instead. Now we see the formatting. New chat. Can you read user token auth md and make sure the formatting is nice for a markdown file, and also look for errors and gaps so that and fix them with, but only add update based on verifiable facts, if at all. Now let's see how that will be beautified. Formatting typos and fixes. Okay, so we can check it again together, and then I can ask Codex to implement that for us. Cleaning up markdown formatting, adding headings, fixing typos, and wrapping code and HTTP examples properly while preserving all factual statements exactly as in the original documentation. Look at this. This one doesn't have code either. Code blocks. This one doesn't have code blocks. So I wonder if it's gonna fix all of this too. It's taking quite a... There we go. And it did. Oh, so much better. Look at that. I wonder if this documentation would have had, honestly, Markdown. What would you do? Yeah, not sure. Made with material for Markdown docs or MK docs. Documentation that simply works. Okay. Oh, wait, it's on GitHub, right? I wonder. Sources, Vapor, docs. Yeah, would have been here. Docs. And then we were reading security, authentication. Markdown would be bear, right? I'm not sure, but this one looks better. Okay. Updated user token auth with the Markdown structure, proper headings, code. It's sad. Sad that I don't see you guys' chat here. Oh wait, I'm not in multi-stream. Even then, this one doesn't really do what it's supposed to do. I'm missing out. What's the best place to learn Swift and iOS programming? See, I missed out on that chat. The best place to learn Swift and iOS programming. I haven't done that in so long. I would still say YouTube. How old is that? That looks so old. But I wonder if anybody's still doing any tutorials these days. I think you might have hacking with Swift, Paul Hudson. Start learning. He still has tutorials. How to get started. And he does a good job. And he works on a lot of things. I think it's a good bet for you to go into here. He has a YouTube too. If you want a quick diff or additional technical review for correctness against the actual Vapor code base, say the word. Can you check against the actual Vapor code base? Wait, do we need to, yeah. And put your findings into a findings MD. Well, I don't want my code base. How token-based authentication is implemented to understand the handling. Yeah, no local Vapor auth code. The repo lacks concrete auth code despite a generic Vapor doc present. I want him to dig into the dependencies. Use the web run to fetch and verify the Vapor codebase at version Asking the Vapor GitHub repo attack to verify. That's good. As a save URL method to access. Okay. Due to dynamic content, so I'm shifting to fetching files via. Damn. I'm exploring ways to get actual Vapor code from GitHub. Why don't you get it from my dependency locally? Dude, you are overcomplicating it, no? This should be all accessible and readable. And there it is. There it is. Dude, I have Vapor as a dependency locally fetched, and it's fetch. Just dig into the to all the dependencies I fetched. Let's see if you can do that. But dependencies might exist in global cache. Okay. In the meantime, I do want to... Where's my user? This is what I want to use composition. Okay. Manual. No. Fluent. Exactly. This is what I want to do. Let's just do it manually for now. Copy. Updated findings. What did you find? No matching implementation. Bare authentication statements match Vapor source. Fluent and match Fluent source. Evidence local path. If you intend this doc to reflect your actual API, consider adding a short note. Can you go and implement the... What is it? Yeah, the user token authentication. The user token authentication that allows me to, one, register a user via email and password and invite code, right? But I can do that. Logins fine. Registration is not. So register user via email and password. Log in with email and password, aka where's our protected root? Not that one. We're doing this. Yeah, and then we say and then register a user via email and password, login with email and password, right? Let's do that too. And then two, wait, that was already two, no? Allows me to login, and then three, authenticate via token when trying to access an endpoint, such as fetching profile information. Put your approach in great detail, outlined in an authentication MD file. I want to review what he's trying to do in the actual code base. This is the documentation. but I want to see what he's planning to do in the code base before I let him execute on it and correct things beforehand. That's just usually my workflow. Using read markdown to create markdown files, read through it, work with Codex, and just let him one-shot features after I reviewed things. Put your approach in great detail outlined in an authentication MD file. Okay. Just making sure that's happening. Oh, I'm excited for the onboarding screen. It was just today that I talked to Eamon about what kind of design we want to go for with the app. Until today, we didn't know. We have 7 more days to be done. Damn. We have to submit it somehow. Okay, yeah. Okay, what do we got in chat in the meantime? While I am waiting on Codex, let's be productive. What are you guys up to? Are you guys also working on something in parallel? I feel like streams like this are always great to just have something going on, like coding along. Let me switch to this camera. Twitch chat. Okay. But no worries if you just want to lurk, that's fine as well. I do that all the time. TikTok is here. Is TikTok still live? Yeah. Can you see it? He's crafting it in his context before he's putting it into a file. Here, there it goes. There it goes. So, implement user token authentication with 3 capabilities. Register a user via email and password. Log in with email and password. Basic auth via user model authenticator. Authenticate via token when accessing. Oh, is it? Data model changes. User table. Field password replaced with remains unique. Name stays required. Why data model changes? Model authenticatable. So basic. Okay. Unique token string. User ID. Okay. Registration flow. API users. Confirm password. Name van user. Validation email. Okay. Hash the password using. Okay, that's standard. But why would it say field password replaced with password hash? I guess you can, because it's gonna be the hash that we're storing, right? Let's see. I don't see you outlining the models and code blocks and actual implementation examples of real code you intend to write. In the authentication MD file, I don't see you outlining the models in code blocks and actual implementation examples of real code you intended or you intend to write. So this is not great detail to me. This is missing. a bunch of stuff. I want to know what he's doing. Token. But why login flow? Okay, I suppose base 64. Yeah, I suppose that's the standard way of logging in. There we go. So user model, email, password, hash, name, bio, image URL. Ah, that's right, because we already introduced user model, right? User model. Hey, whoa. I never ask you to write code. What the heck? Holy cow, he already wrote it. Now it is, damn. Okay. What else did it do? Show changes. User field keys. Why do you call it user field keys? Enum user token field keys. User token field keys. Okay. Sure, because they're not in the same file. User model plus auth. I am getting I like how this one looks. Password hash I can live with. User field keys. Okay. User token field keys. Auth conformance. Register. Don't need to confirm password. User profile response. Right. User token. Why? Where's this coming back? Register, login. So when you register, user profile response. When you log in, token response. When you user profile response. Okay, sure. But why would you get a response when you register? You should already get. I feel like because you're authenticating afterwards, we can do the authentication. I tightened the model authenticatable conformance to use explicit key path types, which is the usual fix. You still see the error, send the exact compiler message. Already did, it's already resolved. Since you changed, did you update? This is not gonna work. We're going to, I think, have a crash because we're changing how the model is mapping with the database table and it's not matching anymore. So if we go here, I guess, yeah, we're not Beekeeper Studio. Let's check. Van Life Dev, not now. Users, We are already on users. Yeah, it says password. Do we need to rename that? We could say I like password. I prefer password over password hash. Dots. I strongly recommend keeping the stored value as a hash. Oh, I agree. Storing plaintext password is hard. Yeah, if your preference is just a field name, not the content, you can absolutely keep it while still storing a hash. Maybe let's keep it because we have some password hash here. Actually, I only meant the field name, my dude. Keep a rename property to, yeah. Invites confusion. Yeah, very confusing that it's called password and we're not storing the plain password. Sure, let's keep it at password hash then. I don't mind. But what's the migration here? User token migration, user token model migration. Done. Okay, cool. Let's check the controllers here. Now, give me a curl command that lets me test the register route. I could also use Postman or whatnot, but let's do this. Curl. Did I push that stuff? Ah, that's backend anyway. So string reflecting error. Okay. Generic description to prevent accidental leakage. What is our problem here? Column user password hash does not exist. Exactly, it doesn't exist. PS, I only meant the field name re-password. So let's do password instead of password hash. Let's do that just to not break anything for now. I don't want to write a migration or kill the database because I'll have to do the same on Heroku as well. And I want to avoid that. We should be able to refresh this. Oh, look, double. How does that work? Oh yeah, it is a little bit. No, it's not out of sync. A. Done. I switched the field name to password across the implementation while still storing a hash, no plain text. Field keys, user model. Oi, that's a lot of changes here. That makes sense though. Okay. We don't need a confirm password. PS, I'm not going to ask the user to enter his password a second time to confirm, my dude. These days, peeps are lazy butts. Exactly. No need that. Exactly. Thank you. No need for that. So, after that's been done, we can rerun. Strength meter or server-side password policy. I can write that next. Remove the account from password requirement. Are you implying it's not strong? Let's do this. There we go. Look at this. ID, email. What's the password? Secret 42. Okay. Now we do have registration working. Look at us. Bio is missing, image URL is missing. Was it optional? It has to be. And then you have timestamp, cool, last login, non-existent. But I did this and got this. Next, I want to log in. Log in. Give me that curl. Cool. PS create a user workflow, user flow MD file, outlining how to register, login, fetch me with code blocks, including the curl commands each. That, and then we can do user add example. Did we use user add example? We did. Okay, so now we're gonna curl, and now we're getting the user and the token. Nice. User flow, register, login. Right, and then the token. Okay, I did this and got this. Next, I want to fetch me, but I don't need to do that because I don't need Codex to tell me because we got it here already. So I can do that. Token replacement is going to be this one. Let's see if that works. Bam. Okay, we get me. What if I just want to say me and provide the wrong? Exactly. And what if I want to fetch a profile? Oh, there's no profile. It's just me. Okay, that's fine. User API control. We can introduce profile fetching. Interestingly though, that it used ID, I guess that's normal and fine. Is that gonna be the way how we are fetching? Yeah, maybe the users. Unauthorized me. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, cool. We got registration done. Simple enough. Registration, authentication, all through token. All right, see you later. Thanks for hanging out, lurking. Are you new using Vapor? Oh no, not new. I've been there from the beginning, from 2016. Since Vapor, before Vapor 1 came out, I wrote one of the first tutorials about how to set up Vapor, and it broke basically every week because it was 0 point something the version, and it changed a lot. Fun times. Fun times back then. Okay. We got that set up. We can push this. And then you should be able to okay, add an example. Where actually I do want registration to allow to wait, this is the request, register request, the register user request. I do want to allow to provide bio and goal. Goal is going to be, oof, there's no goal here. Bio optionally. So when it is provided, it is stored with the user. Can you update the request? Can you update the code base accordingly and add an additional section in user flow MD under register that says register and shows a curl where bio is included. Let's do that. You do that. Bio is allowed. And there we go. Cool. We don't need any endpoints right now to update our names and stuff. Oh, let me I want to see how routes look like. Here at the API. See, how is that not? It's here, user token model. Okay, user API controller. Sure, token protected. Because not everything should be token protected. Login shouldn't be. Makes sense to me. Invite code API controller. That I wrote by hand. I think so. Cody, have you considered setting up some chat event sounds for yourself? Some chat event sounds for yourself? What do you mean? Setting up some chat event sounds for yourself. I don't know what you mean. You mean like having chat, like you guys as chat, or a sound? Because I listen to my own music. What's next? We can push that, but it's not gonna work. I wanted to, during our onboarding, we want to also provide goals. Exactly. So I had invite code. Registration is only allowed with a valid invite code. Once successfully registered, invite code should expire, aka, wait a second, do we have it in the, yeah, here, aka be deleted from the table. So that needs also to be part of the register user request. Once successfully registered, invite code should expire, aka be deleted from the table. Right. There we go. Invite code. If you want, I can also update authentication to reflect the invite code. Delete authentication MD. So when people chat, real time, not many minutes after, we can see that chat on screen, but it seems you don't, and you just scan for chat once in a long while. Yeah, sorry about that. Like, the other person waited like 10 minutes and just left as you don't engage in chat. I mean, it's your choice. I was hard on myself missing chat. I just set up a sound alert so I know. It doesn't mean I have to react, but I know there's an event. Oh, a sound event. That's actually a good idea. Because I only have one monitor. You're totally right. Honestly, I'm totally with you. I do want to engage with the chat right away. I have my monitors behind me and I'm missing some screws to set them up so I can have like a chat on one side and the code on the other side to show. But a temporary solution would be a sound event, but I'm not sure how to set that up. What would that be? If I were to say widgets, not sure if I have something by default here I can add. Streamer bot for it. Okay. I think another solution that I could do is I have another laptop here I can just use to look at the chat. Not sure if it works for Mac or not. I have it on Windows VM and Linux. Okay. Tomorrow morning, right now it's 1:30 a.m. But after I wake up, I'm gonna go to Home Depot anyway and grab the right screws. I went to Home Depot today and grabbed the wrong ones, and then I'm gonna have everything set up tomorrow. So it's only gonna be one more night. I think for tonight we're gonna survive that, but I agree with you. It should be this way. And 10 minutes waiting is damn, yeah. You know what? What I can do? I wonder if I have an on display tomato, like, what is it? What do you call it? Potato, tomato, the Pomodoro timer. And I'll just check every 5 minutes in chat at least, so I don't forget about that. This one has a release. Bug fixes. Let's get that one. A. Latest Mac, Linux, macOS. That one. Wow, that's old, but might still work. Let me check this guy. New Mexico. I mean, I don't know. He seems fine. Oh look, it's even signed. We can do that. Not open, Apple could not verify. Oh, it's actually not signed. I think it's fine. There's no changes since then. Open anyway. And then we can say all 3 minutes. Short break? No, we don't need a break. Can I have this? Where can I have this? What is it going to do? I want it in the always on top status bar. Do you have any advice for wait a sec, let me just catch up. Don't worry for just today, especially if it's past 1 a.m. Yeah, thanks Cody. I agree, it's gonna be fine by like in the next 12 hours. Hey Evelyn, currently he's working on noticing chat more. Yeah, do you have it's true. What are you doing? But aside from that, we're working on a new app, Van Life Compass. We're part of a hackathon, and we're trying to build an app that connects van life people, and I'm building the backend for it right now. We have some of the front end set up already, and we have 7 days left, and we want to cram everything we can do into that, into the 7 days. Do you have any advice for someone who is in computer science right now? If you are learning to code right now, I would say do use AI, but don't let AI do everything for you. For example, what I did earlier was I was pulling up documentation how to implement something, and I just copy pasted for AI to do it because I've done it many times before. I know exactly what's happening. But if you're learning, I would say do it yourself, and then let AI review things and let AI explain to you things as a tutor or mentor. I think it's all new right now, but I think that would be the best approach for you to still know what's going on while still using AI to not miss out, but also gain knowledge. You looking for something specific, like how to get first job, how to get the maximum out of it? Do you like something specific in computer science? What keeps you going given the cloud AI slob? Getting a big tech job. Making money is the only goal. Interest are secondary, to be honest. It's so interesting how you would get a job right now in big tech, because one, they're moving really fast and laying off people because of AI, but on another, there's also a hint of them regretting it, because now they don't have people who know how to code to make sure that AI is not producing slop and basically putting their systems on fire long term. It's kind of like, going one extreme and then pulling back and say, oops, wrong decision, and then find a balance. See, now back. Hey, I don't want to break. Rounds. Let's do this. Skip. Yes, as an international student, like Fang. If making money is the only goal, I know you want Fang, right? I can. It was so easy giving advice just 2 years ago. No, no, that's not enough. Just knowing Swift is not enough. Well, the thing is, at big tech, you're not gonna be just focusing on one thing. What they want is they want to know that you are able to deal with a lot of fires in different places, not just like, oh, code this one thing. That's not what happens in big tech. In big tech, you have like, you're working with a handful of technologies at the same time, and then there's issues that in different areas you need to be able to deal with. Just focusing on one thing works in smaller companies, smaller, like not big, not FANG companies. There's still good companies you can go into. The thing is, Cody, you're completely right with that. That's like the general advice. Strangely enough, I did the same thing, and all of the interviews kind of ask for that, but the only interview that didn't ask of any of interview questions like the classical ones and lead coding things was with Apple, and anything that they asked me during those interviews, I was able to give answers only solely based on my experience, because I've been just like developing apps and backend and front end and just whole spiel, and that got me the job in the end. And there was no lead coding involved, nothing else, just like, oh, knowing how to debug memory issues, using how to use the different tools of Xcode, knowing the language, and on a deeper level, not just surface level, not just like getting things to work, but like how are things working and why are they working. Retain cycles and guardlet and iflet optionals, architecture, stuff like this that just comes with experience by just using it extensively. But then also when you build backends and frontends, then you gain knowledge about how to structure projects, how to approach projects, and that was also very relevant. But that's like my survivorship bias, because that's my only experience I had, so I will take it with a grain of salt. I don't want to say that's going to be the case for every interview. Wait, ads. I should have something like that says, I should have like an ads banner. Sorry, Ablink. I was saying that why am I twice? That's so interesting. Oh, it's YouTube. I was saying that I was practicing lead code and all the classical interview questions and interview preparations when I applied for FANG. And I got some interviews where these questions were asked and expected, but I didn't get the job there. And the only job that I did get didn't ask me any of the things that I practiced, and only asked me questions to which I only knew the answer because of my experience in that field, because I'm still passionate about app development, and not only just app development, but also backend and frontend and just the whole package. And because of just always building side projects from start to finish, also having experience how to approach projects more efficiently and how to do MVPs and strip things away and face problems when there's ambiguity, things like that. And that in the end landed me the job and didn't require any of the interview questions that you were preparing in a classical manner. But I was also saying that this is my survivorship bias, that it's the only experience I have, and I would not necessarily say that this is applicable to any interview or all interviews. I guess the bottom line is don't focus only on interview questions and lead coding, because if they come and ask you about stuff that you can only learn from experience, you won't know the answer and you won't understand how to properly answer either. Honestly, I think for you the best way is, I would not focus on getting into Fang right away. I personally would not do that because it's just super hard. I would just and you, if you're gonna focus on, like, say, lead coding and whatever, and you only apply on Fang, your goal is getting a job, right? You want to get the foot in the door. You can always step up afterwards. Once you get a job at a startup, no one is holding you back from applying to Fang then, right? So you could already be in the field, gaining experience, making money in that area, getting better, still practicing for Fang and applying. And as you wait, quote unquote, to get a job at Fang, you are not stuck, but you're growing and you're moving forward. And you can always apply not only to Fang, but to other bigger companies too, that is bigger than your current company. And maybe you just, Fang always gonna reject you, but the next bigger company is saying yes to you. Then you just step up there and you gain more experience. And you just repeat that until you land at Fang. And you don't know where the threshold is for you. When is it gonna be like, okay, now I can offer enough for them to say yes to me? I think that would be my approach. Yeah, I got a system design question. Actually, I didn't even recognize it as such. Let's do break, also 3 minutes, so it's basically the same. Long break could be 3 minutes, and rounds 12. Okay. I'm hearing the sound, by the way, from this one, so I can check the chat. But thanks, Cody, for being so active and responding to him about that. All right, let's see here. Deleted authentication MD, cool. But what about... let's try that. Register. Login. User registration as string should not be empty, sure. And then yeah, we're getting the invite code and then checking if it already exists. Email already registered, okay. If not, then we are registering. What about the bio? Oh, here. Sure, okay. And then transaction, only save, only delete when save also succeeds. Good. And then we respond with user profile. User profile. Email, but we're responding with user profile after registration. But I would like to have them be logged in. We can do that on the front end. I want to test that really quick. What else? Invite code is fine. Bio is fine. Oh yeah, goals. We don't have goals. So I wonder if I do have to just kill the database on Heroku to avoid migrations right now. I wish this Pomodoro timer would show in the status bar. Yeah, it doesn't have it. All right, fair enough. Can you elaborate from having a good CV to doing soft interviews to technical interview and manager interviews? I agree on the having a good CV as well. You have to have a strategy, and there is what's this? He's called Pirate King on YouTube. Pirate King on YouTube is sharing his resume that he used to get offers from multiple FAANG companies, and I used his resume to update mine, which also landed me a job at a FAANG company. And originally I was applying to like 5 companies every morning. Every morning it was my routine. I would wake up, I would go online, see if there's new 5 job positions, and I would apply to every one. After 50, around like 50 applications, I would not have any single response, and it was not consistently 5 a day. I think it took me a couple of weeks, maybe it was 3 a day or something like that, and I didn't get a single response with my resume. And then I said, you know what, 50 companies and 0 responses is odd. Maybe my resume is just not good, the way I structured it. That was before I found Pirate King. And then I completely from scratch rewrote it. I basically used his resume and updated every section with my knowledge stuff. So, and then I started getting responses. I applied to 50 more. I don't know if it was 100 in total. And I got maybe 12 responses in total, 10% response rate ultimately, if you count the first 50. And then I got 7 interviews in total maybe, and 3 of them was FAANG, so to say. It was Facebook, Apple, and DoorDash was the bigger companies. And then we had like 3 others or 4 others that were like smaller. So yeah, resume is also super important, just to get responses, right? Yeah, I don't know how it is these days, but that was like 2.5 years ago when I did that. It's not that long ago. 2.5 years. If you have no success, are you in the US or are you outside of US? Because I think it would matter if you need H1B. Yeah. Oh, also, I would not limit myself to any I would not like. I think your priority would be, you should be getting a job in tech, not getting a good job or the highest job, whatever. Because right now you're not in tech and you want to get into tech, so that should be your priority, in my opinion. So if you can apply across the state, if you are in the states, in any state, don't limit yourself to just your favorite state or whatever. Across any tech company, across any state, and just be willing to sacrifice to say, you know what, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna get my foot in the door, gonna land my first job, and then just keep applying from there. Like, don't stop. If it's not your favorite job, if it's not the place you like to be, then you just like keep applying from there. But you got your foot in the door, you know? And then just like a year or 2 later, you're gonna be in a completely different place, much better place if you go this approach. Yeah, it's gonna maybe suck a year or 2, but what is a year or 2 compared to the next 40 years, right? Okay, that's good. Not beyond the US. Okay, but at least you are applying across the states. So you're doing it right, correct there. I was about to check the Van Life Compass backend here. Resources, Heroku. Settings. Destroy the database and all the data inside. Reset the database to its original provisioned state, deleting all data inside. Let's do that. Let's just reset the database. See if that works. That should still be fine. And then locally, we want to say golds, right? And then we also said user model has golds, comma separated. Invite. Build a profile is optional. Yeah, okay. Golds. Bio. Golds should not exist yet. And then we do the same here. Got the goals and they're optional and it's all there. And then we update that to allow for goals optionally. And then here we say user goals register. Wait, what is register? User request, yeah. Refactor, edit on scope. Let's do that. Register request. Let's do this. More verbose. Okay, we're setting the goals if they are existing. And then we can say we want to delete the migrations. They never happened. Delete rows. Delete, drop table. User tokens can be dropped. Users can be dropped. And then we rerun and we should have, wait a sec, did I add the migration? Oh yeah, I did. User model migration, I added that. So it's a visa problem, right? There should be lists of companies that do the visas. Well, I'll just keep trying. Attending hackathons and tech meets, but to be honest, no one wants to hire international, especially the small mad ones. They clearly said it to my face. Damn. Damn, it's really hard out there. I have no idea what the market is right now after AI came into place. It's hard. Because if I was not working for a software company, I would just go. I personally, not saying you should do that, but I would personally go so hard on just publishing one app out of like one app a week. I'll just use Codex, and I would just like look at the app store or whatever, and I would just say, this looks simple enough. It seems like it makes money. Just gonna do the same app with my own twist to it, whatever, and just publish it and have just like a huge app portfolio, like 4 apps a month. And after like 12 months, you have 48 apps in the app store. One of them is gonna make some money, or you know, 5 of them are gonna make some small change, and then, you know, I would just go crazy. Okay, let's see here. Now users, no. Right, they should have goals. Cool. Goals. Oh, but if goals are comma separated, how are we properly matching them? That's gonna be interesting to do. Okay. Let's see here. User flow is fine. What was findings again? Anything relevant? No. User token can also be removed. Implemented user registration. Implemented user login. Token secured API endpoints. Let's push that so it is deploying, auto deploying. You know what another angle is? You can totally go for internship. You can totally apply for internship. I know it doesn't make, I guess they still pay you. The big companies still pay you through internship. But you'd be surprised if you don't know already how many of these companies are having like a 90% conversion rate, if not 100%, if it was for them. Conversion rate from internship to getting employed. They just, everybody who was an intern, they want to keep you. You like, oh, you worked already for us for 6 months. You worked well in the team. You know the stuff. You did some great work. You know, we don't have to vet you anymore. We want you. In my team currently, or like, there's a lot of, in general, there's a lot of employees who are senior developers who got into the company through internship. All converted from internship to full-time, basically. Findings was deleted, that's fine. Let me check here. Okay, so now we got registration in place and we got a me endpoint in place where you can get your own profile. What would be the next thing you would want? You would want to be able to create a builder profile, maybe. I wonder. Okay. Let's do this. I want to do That's so interesting. Everything is just leading. Okay, I want this one. That, and then you would have a container. Glass effect associates an identity value to liquid glass effects defined within this view. Just class effect. But what can we do here? Blur radius, tint white. I would say just class effect, just to see. And then you say the title. Actually, title could be so you got a V stack, okay, and then you got the title on top, a spacer, and then the card on the bottom. And then the card would have, oh, see, that's the page title. What is this then? Okay, so let's do private var, what would you call it? Title mentions title with name string. And then you do up here just that. If it's that, title with name, otherwise just page.title. It's the same thing as this, no? Large and bold, padding top. Oh, interesting. Sure, we can do that. And then the subtitle should go into the white card. Padding horizontal. Detail. What's detail? What is detail? Detail has nothing. Okay. And then we don't need detail. And then everything else not needed. Then we got compass text field. Sure. The continue button, we do need that. Not sure why this would be optional anyway. But sure, that would be a spacer. Keep it at the bottom here. We're trying to imitate the design now. I just added a feature to my mini site that shows current stream length versus streamers average. Wait, do you watch other streamers? Wait, let me just back up here. Do you watch other streamers? You are past your average stream length at the moment. Oh yeah. What's the website? Feel free to share. I'll be happy to check it out. Yeah, I just started streaming again, and I think my average would be less than 2 hours, and we just passed 2 hours. Get VOD flow. Let's check it out. Nice website, by the way. This looks solid. Current stream average 2 hours. Yeah, see, so I wasn't wrong. 2 hours is about my average. What else does this website do? Dev streamer discovery. Oh, look at this. Is it just fetching the software? What is it? Software and programming category, or does it more? Does it do more? If I go and browse, then I have software and game development as a first result. Where are we at? 6 hours. Is it also ranked? Fully discovered by streamer size. What does 95 mean? Like what? Viewers? Oh, you can see the viewers there. I see now. There we are. 7 solid viewers. Nice. Very cool. This looks nice, by the way. Live now, all content learning. I don't know, but oh, probably text, news live, followers high, all languages. Because you can set that one, right? App dev, game dev. Oh, this is probably by tags here. What did I do? See, I'm not even here. Game dev, others. I'm probably in others. Not even there. Okay. Never mind, I'm nowhere to be found. You can find apps versus dev some tools. It's just at the category, but with lots of filters and such. Aye. Okay, let me think. This would be the button, and then input fields, submit email, page entry. Yeah. I don't know. It would be kind of like, let's leave it there for now and comment it out. Put it here, put it there, comment it out, and then new. Let's see how that looks like. We got that one, and then just do this. Run. Oh, what am I missing here? What was the optional stuff here? New. For the title, if page ID is invite. Oh, that's what I had before. And then otherwise, it would just have group. Okay, we don't need the if then. That was the error. Back from ads, can you use it to find rate targets as well? Oh yeah, hey, that's a good idea. I forgot about rates, totally. Thanks for the reminder, Cody. Absolutely. Let's rate someone at the end. All right, let's check it out. Now that looks awesome, doesn't it? Look, it kind of, we're getting there. Scale to fill. And that one, why is it looking like that? So glass effect, right. Padding bottom, 40%, 40 maybe. Can you help me fix new onboarding page view? My blurry glass card bottom aligned card aligned at the bottom of the view. Then this one, title aligned at the top of the view. Image filling the entire view. Content on top in front of the background image. So that's just for AI to understand more easily what I'm doing. And then here, let me fix it. My card is not a card, but doesn't have the right size and shape. I would like a rectangle with rounded corners, bottom aligned. You do that, I'll check chat. Okay, we're good here. You couldn't locate the needed files? Oh, whoopsie. New chat, cancel that. We're here. See, that's why I put the passwords in like spoilers, so I'm not accidentally exposing them. Let's do this. And then I can also check in the meantime anything I'm missing here that didn't come to. No, everything arrived. So multi-stream seems to work a little bit. Yeah. So what is it doing here then? Let's check. There's a spacer, but it doesn't seem to do what I'm thinking it should do. All right, what did it do? Z-stack, card corner radius, card min height, card bottom padding. Okay. Yeah. Clips your rock. Let's do it. Let's see. Ayo is not what it is. Not. No, it's not happening. I see. What if this is? What if this one is the issue? Because that content could just be bigger than the screen. It changes something, but it's not really the issue, it seems. Spacer. We're spacing it up there. We're not putting VStack. I feel like it should have a max height then. Min height, max width. Where's the frame? Max width comes first, and then max height is almost basically last. Okay. Max height, card min height. Let's just do the same thing, just for now. Okay. That looks better. Let's say I had to give max height to make it smaller, but it is still not a rectangle. API error is not committed, by the way. Oh, really? API enum API app error reason. I see. Let's see. Using glass effect can absolutely distort the shape if it's applied before the view has a stable frame or if it ignores clipping. Let's do that. So glass effect comes last. Does that help? No, it doesn't help. Corner radius doesn't do nothing. Clip shape. Read the code yourself, you lazy butt. It is still not a rectangle. I think we should should totally have categories locally in the app. I rectified the issues. The order of modifiers classified is applied. Right now it's applied to the container, which can end up using a non-rectangular content shape. Well, did you fix it? Where is the glass effect? Where did it go? Oh wait, I see some rectangle thing there. See, this is what's happening. Another Z stack. Not sure. Okay, you know what? Swift glass skill, the million. This one. GitHub issues, Swift liquid glass. Wait a second, does he have a store? Oh, no quick setup for the store. The repository contains a set of focus skills. Install. Place the skills folder under or select this repo here. I don't want to. I would have preferred to just register you as a store and then just install whatever I want to install. Check in chat. Okay, you know what? Raw. Okay, we're going to go to Codex, skills. So that one is exactly. List, make deer, make this one, Swift, UI, liquid, class. And then have fun with that. Wait a sec. Raw. And then that's not the only thing, it has references. Liquid glass, MD. Liquid class. Okay, so now still not looking right. Read all. What is it? Liquid glass skills and fix it. Let's see if we can do. Nice. Now let's see if it does anything different. Fill out whatever. Is that the recommended way? Now it looks right. Look at this. Thank you, Demillion. Thank you, Thomas. And then this one can be skill to fill, I think, now. Okay, and ignore save area. Should we do it beforehand? Oi, wait a second. Why would it ignore save area? I do wonder if we need to have another Z stack here, or if I could just do that being a clip shape instead. You know? Or an overlay? Overlay? No, not overlay. This should be before. Is Z stack the way to go? Or is there a better approach? Background, there we go. It's fine, but it's not required. A cleaner approach is to apply glass as a background with an explicit rect shape. So the layout, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let me push the stuff then also. Let me go here. I don't like the way it looks right now. Why? Why does it look this way? It didn't look like this before. Is it scale to fill that's messing things up? Maybe. Oh yeah, see? Scale to, it's resizable. How would we put it in the background, but not consider it? Okay. Next, I would like the background image to fill the entire screen, including save area at the top bottom. Let's see if it knows how to do it without breaking things, or if it's just gonna be saying resize to fill. Scale to fill, ignore save area. Okay, great, thank you, but my card. See? The image is scaled now, but my VStack that's also in the VStack after the image now is bigger than the screen. I think the image is making the Z stack bigger with height bigger, so my card is also expanding. I didn't want that to happen. Background. How would you solve it? It stays in the background, but doesn't affect. Oh, we could just say background. Could we say background? I don't know. You could just have. I think you could say that, maybe. If you have a view like a VStack of some sort that expands. Wait, where is it? That goes all the way, and then you have the image as a background. Yeah, the image can drive the VStack size if it isn't constrained. Make the ZStack fill the screen, then constrain the image. Okay. Max width. Bottom to the screen and stuff. Okay, do that. Clipped. Frame. Okay. Done. Let's see if that works. Didn't work. Did not work. Card is still wider than screen. My dude. Padding was applied after the background. What are you talking about? Updated. If it's still white, tell me the exact device orientation. Lock the width. I don't want to hand code it. That's not how you solve it. All right. All right. Still not working. Your solutions were useless. revert any changes you made that led to nothing. No need to apply all these changes if they didn't do anything. Let me do it myself then. I didn't say that. Let's see that. Oh, great. Dude, I didn't say revert all changes. The changes after I asked to follow class skills were great. Do them again, but not any changes after that. Dude, ask questions if you are unclear. You just reverted everything, even the working parts. We said background, right? For glass effect. Effect and fallback before, yeah. So something like let's see if that one looks nice. I think that looked already nice. Yeah, that looked already nice, but we can move it to the background. And then I'm gonna try something else too. Yeah, let's see. Okay, put it in the as a background. Let's see if that still looks good. But we do have the padding now, right? Padding horizontal. It was earlier. Here, because we had that one applied. So we want this just here instead, I assume. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. Then the button definitely has too much padding at the bottom. That looks great. And now my solution is to say this guy is a background. I don't know if that's gonna work. Resizable and then fill, scale to fill. And then also ignore save area. Top and bottom. Nice. Nice, not. How would you do that? Fill style. Oh yeah, alignment. Let's see if that helps at all. No, this is aligning at the top of this guy. Background, alignment, infill style, shape style, we don't care. Inset fill style, shape, we just don't care about shape. How did you do that though? This is, I think, the thing. Home view. You did it here. Image house. Wait, it's that one. App background. Modifier, app background modifier. Scale to full ignore. He just did that. So that's the thing. How would I solve that? How would I solve it that my image is at the top? If I just say app background for fun, what if I just say app background just for fun and see what happens? See, it's not going all the way up. That doesn't make any sense to me, to push it upwards, because it's supposed to resize to fill everything. Right. Oh, wait a second. It's already fill, maybe. No, it's not fill, because, yeah. Cool. I made some changes. Check the code. Oh, why my background image is the entire view? Why is my background image not filling the entire view? Do I have to do it maybe on here? So it only fills the cards frame, not the whole screen. That's why it doesn't. Okay, you know what? I have a different idea. Then all of this is gonna go into another VStack. So that VStack goes down. That VStack should be the entire view, including, whoops. Let's see, VStack, ZStack, bye-bye. Now we have a full body, probably, and then that background, not that one, that one. This VStack is closing there, then we have 1, 2 more. So that VStack, 1, 2 more. We're missing the body, right? Like that? Yeah. Ah, now it works. There we go. Okay, so that was the missing part. Padding, horizontal. Actually, to be honest, just have padding everywhere. Card bottom padding, we don't need that. That padding should be including this guy. Not sure why it wouldn't. Oh. That's only on the VStack, is it? Yeah. It's on that VStack, the card, but it's not on the entire VStack. So we can get rid of that padding because it's redundant. Just use it here for both. And there we go. Not sure why this is so much indented. I suppose it was centered, maybe. Yeah, it was centered. Okay. Oh look, everything is looking like that now. Okay, that's cool. Boy, that's big, but sure. There's no padding here. Why would there be no padding for the subtitle? Padding top? Oh yeah, but why would this one have padding like that? That's so interesting. Let's add all the good stuff. Introduce new onboarding view in parallel to old view. Added liquid glass skill. Just pushed latest changes for app. Hope it compiles now. Not sure how API error reason was not there. Oopsie, sorry. By the way, kept the old onboarding flow view as is. Ayo. Just copied it and named it new onboarding page view. And in onboarding flow view, just the new onboarding page view to test it, but feel free to change it back to the old one. if you were working on it. Because that one is right now the whoops. No, that's not the right one. Let's do it properly. Replace. Registration, user login, profile fetch, endpoint protection by token. We'll add front-end API. Next to call these endpoints, but added user flow MD in the project so we can test the endpoints with curl. All right, I think that's progress just to have something there. Okay, cool. I think I will leave it at that and go to bed. It's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. What do you use to make these vids? Oh, what do you mean? Oh, you mean like these video screen recordings? It's a native app. It's basically like, what do you call it on Windows? A screen clipper kind of thing. Just a shortcut, and then you can just record or take screenshots. I didn't know you were still hanging out, chilling. But yeah, let's see if we can rate someone and how to do it properly. So Twitch, and what was your URL again? History. This one. Look, it was the last entry. We almost missed it. Okay, who can we rate? Can we watch people too? Over here, probably. App dev. Who is an app dev? Vibe coding. Startup. Wait, let's do an English one. Let's see who else is coding in English. Coding stream tools. 4 hours already. Software and game development sounds interesting. Let's check this guy out. Just a screen recorder. Okay, 3 a.m. is definitely sleep time. I'm half asleep already from... Okay, thanks for resharing the URL. damn. You know what I usually do? I just mute all ads. Let's see what this guy's doing. Oh, is he even around? He's using VS Code? Oh, he is around. But he doesn't seem to be talking. Quick Strim, software and game development. Let's check out this guy. Who else is interesting? What are we doing? What is that? C? No. Let's see. Oh, another Xcode. This guy. Okay. This guy, let's rate him. How do we do that? How do we do that? Hey, how to rate peeps on Twitch. You can use the rate command. Okay, cool. Alright, okay, thanks, Cody. Their name. Like this, I would say. Alright, everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you, Cody, for hanging out. And let's say hi to the next coder.